Donald Trump's former lawyer, Alina Habba, is wildly unqualified to be New Jersey's top federal prosecutor. Habba's experience includes being the lawyer for her second husband's parking garage company and losing cases for Donald Trump. She's got the only losing record in New Jersey worse than the Jets. Teresa Giudice and the situation were both prosecuted by the New Jersey U.S. Attorney's Office. That still gives them more experience with that office than Alina Habba had. Habba's short stint as New Jersey's top cop was a disaster. Snooki brought less chaos to New Jersey than Habba did. Back in August, a judge ruled that Habba was unlawfully serving as U.S. attorney. The government appealed, and now both sides have faced off in court. If Trump wins, he'll install Alina Habbas as top prosecutors across the country. People so unqualified the Senate won't confirm them and judges won't appoint them. People like former Trump lawyer Lindsey Halligan, a former beauty queen and insurance lawyer Trump tapped to charge his political enemies, Jim Comey and Tish James, after career prosecutors refused. You know the cases are bad when the Trump-appointed Republican U.S. attorney refused to charge them, knowing it would cost him his job. You know the cases are bad when even Trump's own Attorney General Pam Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche said there wasn't enough evidence to convict them, according to the New York Times. Halligan's been the Eastern District of Virginia's top prosecutor for a hot minute, and wow, I haven't seen a train wreck this out of control since I binged The Hunting Wives. Halligan fired career prosecutors, blindsided the Attorney General with the James indictment, and lashed out at a journalist she herself contacted over Signal. Then she brought in out-of-state prosecutors to handle both the Comey and James cases, without line prosecutors from her own office on the cases. Yet none of these things are normal at all. Also, as a former prosecutor, I have to say that presenting a turd of a case to the grand jury when no one else will, and then dumping it on other people to clean up your mess doesn't make you a prosecutor. It makes you a coward and a bad colleague. Now, Comey and James are challenging Halligan's appointment, but the outcome of Habba's case could affect theirs. If Trump wins, he gets a national army of unqualified loyalist soldiers who fight for Trump, not the country. Crime fighters operating like crime families, all answering to the Don. If that doesn't scare you, it should. What's at stake is the rule of law, not just in New Jersey, but across the country. So how did we get here? Both New Jersey senators blocked Habba from getting a vote in the Senate. Why? For starters, she's never been a prosecutor or a criminal defense attorney. She has zero criminal law experience. As Trump's lawyer, she lost her case against Hillary Clinton and got sanctioned because the case had no legal basis. She lost E. Jean Carroll's defamation and sexual abuse case against Trump. She lost AG Tish James's civil fraud trial too, so that one's on appeal. I had a front row seat to Habba's crazy during Trump's civil fraud trial in New York. There were so many jaw-dropping moments, but top of my list was Habba complaining to the judge that Tish James didn't have her shoes on and had a Starbucks coffee in her hand. Then, as if she had some big gotcha moment, she declared, "I always state facts." To which the judge rightly replied, "But they have to be relevant." So not surprising that the two New Jersey senators thought Habba shouldn't be in charge of running federal prosecutions for the state. But it wasn't even just the two New Jersey senators who gave Habba a hard pass. The judges in the District of New Jersey did too. So Trump appointed Habba as interim U.S. attorney. That only lasts 120 days by law. After the 120 days are up, the district judges make the appointment. They could have reappointed Habba. They didn't. They picked her deputy instead, a veteran prosecutor. Why? As I said, her short stint as interim U.S. attorney was a complete disaster. She actually said out loud she hoped to use her position to elect Republicans and turn New Jersey red. She then backed that up by opening investigations into New Jersey's Democratic governor and Democratic attorney general. She charged Newark's Democratic mayor with trespassing, then dropped it. Huge swing and a miss. Now she's being sued for malicious prosecution. She charged a Democratic congresswoman conducting oversight at an ICE detention facility with assaulting federal officers. Which begs the question, if the congresswoman actually assaulted federal officers, why did they give her a tour of the facility right after it? In my experience prosecuting those kinds of cases, when you assault a federal officer, you immediately land in handcuffs, not on a guided tour. This is what happens when a partisan hack like Alina Habba is put in a nonpartisan job. But that's exactly why Trump wants her there. So Trump tried to game the system here with 3 moves. First, keep reappointing Habba as the interim U.S. attorney indefinitely. The lower court judge said no, interim means temporary. Second move, fire the U.S. attorney appointed by the judges. Then have Bondi appoint Habba as the default acting U.S. attorney, essentially to replace herself. Again, the judge said no. One of the appellate court judges who was looking at this said, when you have acting federal officers, those people should be experienced. So not Habba. Third, have Bondi appoint Habba as a special attorney with full U.S. attorney powers, again, indefinitely. One of the appellate judges stated the obvious. This is all to get around the appointments clause of the Constitution, the requirement for U.S. attorneys to be confirmed by the Senate. When the government's lawyer tried to defend these moves as long-standing practice, another appellate judge clapped back. Name one other time this has happened. He couldn't, because it's never happened before. While this case to decide Alina Habba's status is pending, criminal cases in New Jersey have slammed to a halt. New Jersey hasn't seen gridlock this bad since Bridgegate. But what happens in Jersey won't stay in Jersey. It's about removing any last checks and balances to give Trump absolute control over top prosecutors across the country. Prosecutors will be reduced to puppets. The Department of Justice will be reduced to Donald Trump's personal law firm. It is so important, if you care about the rule of law, to watch this case. Thanks for watching Courtside with Kristy Greenberg. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like it, comment, share it, and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you next time courtside.